everyone, to Your Business Accelerated. I am your host, Attorney Shaune Arnold, your Business Accelerator. So what are we doing on Your Business Accelerated? Well, I am a business attorney, business strategist, and coach. I have the gray hairs to prove it. And also, I am here to bring you different topics tonight. We're talking about developing and protecting your intellectual property. Next week, it will be something else. Going forward, you will get some advance notice as to what those topics are going to be. Tonight, I wanted to be kind of varte because this is our very first Your Business Accelerated. And so let's get right on into that. Let's just start talking about how much your brain matter matters and how to develop and protect your intellectual property. This is a very exciting topic for me. I do not do patents because patent attorneys tend to also have engineering degrees, or they're also physicians or RNs or something that's very, very egg-headed in addition to being an attorney. I am none of those egg-headed things. I am a simple egghead, just an attorney, a California attorney. I practice law in Los Angeles. I guess the first question that we really need to ask is, what is intellectual property? Well, folks, intellectual property is the invention, the process, and or the product that results from your creative talent. So intellectual property, again, is the invention, the process, and or the product that results from your creative talent. And intellectual property might include copyrights, it might include trademarks, and again, it might include patents. So what kind of things can generally be trademarked? Well, if we think about Karen and the new company that she's getting ready to launch, if she has a logo for her company, that logo can certainly be trademarked. And if she has any taglines for the processes that she's bringing to the marketplace, those taglines can also be trademarked. And last, but certainly not least, is packaging and design. If her business solutions have a special packaging, or if they have a certain design that makes them instantly recognizable in the marketplace, then Karen is going to want to trademark those things. If her solutions have a certain look and feel, she's going to want to trademark them. So what then is involved in the trademarking process? It is a fairly simple process where you go to the United States Patent and Trademark Office and you complete and submit the application. The best way to complete and submit that application is online. And you would also submit your specimens online. So make sure that any specimen that you have that shows you using the trademark in commerce actually is in electronic form, so that you can upload it and send it in with your application. And in about 6 months, your application is going to get assigned to an examining attorney. Your examining attorney is going to review your application. They're going to review it for completeness and correctness, and they're going to review it to see if it possibly infringes on another mark that's already in commerce. And they may require you to make changes or corrections if any errors that you've made are not fatal to your application, like actually physically changing the mark. You can get your trademark registered, or in some cases you can get your trademark registered on the supplemental register in cases where your mark is not accepted for registration on the registration rolls, the regular rolls. they will sometimes allow you to register on that supplemental register. So what are some of the common mistakes that people make when applying for a trademark? And I want you to pay particular attention to these if you're not going to use an attorney to help you with your trademark application. I would suggest that you talk to some attorneys and see if you can find one that will do a project fee with you. And that way you can actually have somebody who is experienced and knows what they're doing and yet still save some money too. So some of the common mistakes that people make when they are applying for a trademark include making changes after your application has been submitted, and they don't give you any trademarks on books, except if you have an actual series of books. So if you're planning to create a series of books, you're not going to actually be able to trademark that series of books until the second book is in existence. And another common mistake that people make when they're applying for a trademark includes failing to file for the proper goods and services categories. And then, of course, you always want to make sure that you meet all of your statutory deadlines, because if you don't, it can be fatal to your application. In some cases, you can actually revive your application, but why go through that? That costs some money, and it's a lot of hassle and a lot of stress. So what happens then if someone then infringes on your trademark? But as a threshold matter, point of the trademark is to give the world notice that you have a trademark and you're using it in commerce. If you have not filed your trademark, then it doesn't make any sense to send someone a cease and desist letter, because they have no way of knowing that you are functioning in the marketplace under that trademark. So be very careful in that respect. If someone sues you, or if you sue someone else for trademark infringement, then you can get the court to expunge the profits that they made. And sometimes you can get punitive damages if the infringement was blatant enough. And you really, really, really want to make sure, however, that once you file that trademark application, that you zealously defend your intellectual property worldwide. Because if you fail to zealously defend your intellectual property and somebody is out there infringing on it and you know about it and you're not doing anything about it, then you just might forfeit your rights to do anything about it at all. So those folks are some of the major issues that you would run into when filing a trademark application. This is Attorney Shaune Arnold reminding you once again to maximize your competence to get the confidence you need to succeed. I welcome you to Your Business Accelerated, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you again for joining me, and good night.